This is a continuation of the Laika TSO2 total station operation procedures. This video will show you how to set your back sight, sight a foresight point, and measure horizontal angles. First step is to set up your instrument over the assigned control point. Follow the instructions in the previous video to do this. Next, let's discuss the buttons that you'll need to be familiar with to be successful in this lab. First, at the top here is the page button. As you press this button, it will page through different information available on the screen. Below that are the user keys. User key 1 has been programmed to take you to the level and plummet screen. Below that is the navigation button or the navigation key. You can go down, up, left, or right using the navigation key to choose different items on the screen. Below that, the red button is the enter button. The white one is the escape button that will take you out of your current program to a previous program. And the yellow function keys here, function are F1 through F4, correspond to different soft keys that will appear at the bottom of the screen. These keys or these soft keys will change depending on what you're doing. So you will use the function keys to navigate through and choose the correct soft key. Let's talk about moving the instrument. To make large movements left and right, you simply rotate the instrument with your hands. To make movements up and down, you tilt the telescope up and down simply with your hands. You will notice there's some friction built into the mechanism that allows you to stop on a particular point. For small movements, you want to use the drive knobs. This is a horizontal drive knob. You can see as I turn it, the instrument is slightly and slowly rotating, in this case to the right. If I turn it the other way, it will rotate to the left. The vertical drive knob is located on this side. As I turn it, it will tilt the telescope up, or if I turn the other way, it will tilt the telescope down. Here's a tip. Avoid making a lot of movements left and right, up and down, and jarring the instrument with your hands. For small movements, always rely on the drive knobs. You will reduce error this way. Let's talk about looking through the telescope. As I look through, I want to find my crosshairs. And when you look through, you should see a nice, crisp vertical crosshair and a horizontal crosshair. They should not be fuzzy. They should be very dark and crisp. If they're not, you're going to use the crosshair focus knob here to focus them. Simply look through and turn the knob until the crosshairs are perfectly dark and crisp. This outer control here is for the focus. For distance, when I look through and find my target, I want to turn this knob until my target is very clean and I have a very clear picture that I can sight. All right, let's start our survey. Navigate to the Q survey or quick survey program using the navigation key and press enter to select it. Now you are in the quick survey program. Next step is to set my back sight. I want to set a 0 angle horizontal back sight. To do that, I need my crewmate to line up the range pole on the back sight point and be level. To set your horizontal angle back sight, you need to press the F4 function key until you find the Set HZ soft menu and choose F2. I'm going to aim the instrument at the back sight point using the optical sight on top of the telescope, or there's another one on the bottom of the telescope. When I align my eye with the optical sight, I will see a white cross. And then I can use that white cross to help me roughly line up on the range pole. When I look through the telescope, if I've done a good job, I should be able to see the range pole. I might need to focus a bit to have a nice clear view. I'm going to use the drive knobs to precisely line up my vertical crosshair on the level range pole. When taking a back sight, it is good practice to sight as low on the range pole as possible. This technique helps to reduce errors. Now I'm going to change the horizontal angle to 0, and I'm going to accept that 0 back sight on that point by pressing F4, okay. You should now see that your horizontal angle readout on the screen is 0 degrees, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, or something very close to that. If you see 1, 2, or 3 seconds, that's okay. Remember that a second is a very, very small amount of measurement. You can see a little fluctuation there. If you see it 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 seconds, that's okay. Now let's check to make sure that the angle is reading in the correct direction. We want to make sure we're reading angles to the right or clockwise. As I turn the instrument to the right, you should see the horizontal angle getting bigger, which it is. As I turn to the left, the horizontal angle will get smaller. If I turn past my backside 0 point, you will see the angle start to count down from 360 degrees. If your instrument is not doing this, if it's reading angles counterclockwise or to the left, you need to change the setting on the instrument. Press F4 until you find above the F3 button a soft key menu HZ with an arrow to the right. When you hit that, it should switch the angle direction. You want to make sure you're reading angles to the right and that there is no counterclockwise symbol on the screen. Once you've determined you're reading angles in the proper way, you can take your first foresight measurement. Send your crewmate to the foresight point. I'm going to roughly sight the rod on the foresight point, just like I did on the backside point. And for small movements, I'm going to use the vertical and horizontal drive knobs as I did before until my vertical crosshair is exactly lined up on the range pole. And I can now simply read and record the horizontal angle. Now you repeat this process to the other designated points for your lab until you've measured all the angles. The final step is to have your crewmate go back to the backside point for a check of accuracy. So we're going to take another reading on the backside point. I've sighted the backside point and now I'm checking my horizontal angle. You're looking for 0 degrees, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, or something close to that. Check with your instructor as to the level of accuracy you're looking for here. If you've achieved appropriate accuracy or acceptable accuracy, this concludes the first round of measurements. Those measurements were taken in the direct or phase 1 setup for this instrument. You need to repeat all of these measurements, including the backside, now in the reverse setup or the phase 2 setup for this instrument. To do that, you plunge the telescope, which simply means to flip it around like that. You will see a Roman numeral 2 on the screen indicating that you are now in phase 2. Now you will reset the backside on the same backside point and repeat the measurements to the same foresight points as before. Now I need to come around and push the buttons from here, resetting my backside. Good. Once my backside is set, I repeat the measurements to the same foresight points that I measured before. This concludes the horizontal angle measurements. Complete the required calculations and check for acceptable results before moving the instrument to the next control point.